The spectator and a film share a unique experience. A better film seeks to engulf and envelop the spectator in its ideas and its reality to create immersion. The spectator is the focus in the 2019 short film, Afronauts. While the monochromatic color palette or extreme close-ups are familiar territory in the cinematic landscape, Afronauts manifests itself uniquely by providing a visceral, physical viewing experience for a spectator. How?
Underneath the filmic language within a film lies a sequence of photographic images illustrated from the eye behind the camera. According to film theorist Christian Metz, instead of seeking for a stable, self-identical form, the film viewer is always in pursuit of an absent object. This makes me question the extent of a viewer's capability to experience the image that lies before them.
What is required is not a passive appreciation that enjoys what is already available, but an inspiring, encouraging, creative appreciation. Now, our friend Belazs is as involved with film theory as one should be with film viewing. Afronauts is a film that elicits that inspiring, encouraging, creative application of what? In essence, while watching the film, you can feel something. In your heart, your mind, and yes, your bones. Bela would embrace the filmmakers for creating such an immersive experience and ask them, why is the film so enveloping? From this stems a need to understand film theory. Now, film theory is learning how to speak film, but instead of clauses and active sentences, you learn to speak in shot, reverse shot, or cross-cutting.
While watching films, it is natural to associate the images displayed on the screen to familiarities in our lives. But how might a spectator's overall film experience change if the viewer accepted unfamiliarities without drawing comparisons to previous observations in life? Could this change in the way that we approach films cause a viewer to thoughtfully observe the details present in a frame rather than search for the missing pieces in a frame? Rodowick argues film to be an uncertain object. Rodowick states, "The solid ontological anchoring of film as a worked substance is only difficulty grasped, yielding an art that leans more than any other on an experience of the imaginary."
Film theory is our best hope for understanding critically how digital technologies like television and video before them are perpetuating the cinematic as the mature audiovisual culture of the 20th century, and how at the same time they are preparing the emergence of a new audiovisual culture whose outlines we are only beginning to distinguish. By understanding this cinematic grammar and syntax, audiences can begin to understand why and how a film such as Afronauts affects them in such a deep, physical, and personal sense.
In Afronauts, the majority of shots are filled, either with a heavy presence or lots of empty space. This technique leaves the viewer without room to linger on absent objects. Afronauts places its audience in a desolate environment that allows the viewer to escape into a world full of heightened texture. While capturing the vast gravelly land through long shots, Bodomo captures the busy aesthetic of nature up close. The film's sepia tinge enhances the way light hits crevices and grains in nature, as well as the shadows that are cast by the folds in the astronaut suits. Film's focus on texture expands the sensory capabilities of film art in the way that the unique formal qualities activate the viewer's sense of touch and provide a more physical experience throughout. Approaching films with the mind as open as a blank canvas allows for total absorption from the viewer and space for the filmmaker to paint.
By knowing the emotional reactivity behind a close-up or a wide shot, or how a simple overhead shot of a girl being thrown into the air can cause a spectator's stomach to drop into their feet, by knowing the language of film theory, interaction with the spectator will be achieved. A film spectator will not be a casual participant, but an active member in the film, feeling an experience like no other as the screen dissolves between the audience and the film. They become one as filmmaking evolves to envelop and engulf the audience in something totally new and marvelous.